Okay, let's unpack this. At the heart of today's deep dive is a truth so, well, so profound, so earth-shattering. It really forces you to question everything you thought you knew about where we come from, our place in the universe, all of it. And the key, weirdly enough, lies with Lucy. She's an art therapist, and she's dealing with this fresh grief for her husband, Thom, who is an astrophysicist. And this grief just unexpectedly throws her into this whole world where a huge truth is hidden in an ancient manuscript. And there's a secret society willing to kill to keep it buried.
That's absolutely right. And Lucy, she carries Tom's memory stick almost like a shield, over her heart. It's this digital key to his life's work. He was right on the verge of announcing a discovery so immense, Lucy herself calls it something that would, quote, affect everything about our identity, about being human.
Wow.
Yeah, she even thinks of it as an earthquake of an idea, a tsunami. That's how big this was. Monumental.
So this deep dive, it's not just like a thriller story, is it? It's really an exploration. It's clash between science and deeply held beliefs. And that very human desire we have to protect what we think is sacred. And what happens when those beliefs get challenged by, surprising facts from space, facts from deep history.
Exactly. We'll journey through themes of grief, identity, the nature of truth itself, and also the power of art and human connection. It's all seen through Lucy's incredible and, frankly, perilous adventure. Think of it as a shortcut, really. A way to get informed on a tale that just blurs the lines between reality and myth. And it'll leave you with, I think, more than a few aha moments about how we see our world.
Okay, so where does this journey with Lucy actually begin?
It kicks off in Amsterdam. She's in this quiet, contemplative mood. She's looking out a high window, just observing glass. And she notices how it flows like a slow-flowing liquid, subtly sagging over time because of gravity.
That's an interesting detail. A poetic observation almost right at the start of something so dangerous. What's the significance there?
Well, it's quite brilliant, actually, because she immediately connects that subtle flow to her own body. She's 39. She reflects on how gravity was beginning to do its work on me. It sets this tone, quiet contemplation, these underlying forces at work, even while the bigger, more sinister forces are just starting to make themselves known.
And that personal reflection, it gets deeper, doesn't it, when she visits the Anne Frank house?
Oh, absolutely. She's profoundly moved by its sacredness to the human spirit, as she puts it. And she thinks about the tragic contrast Anne Frank's short life versus Tom's mother's full one. Because Tom's mother had actually known Anne Frank as a child.
Wow, that's a direct link.
It's a truly powerful connection, ties the past right into the present. And it really highlights the horror of human willingness to kill fellow humans. It sets this deep emotional backdrop for the conflict that's building, puts the human cost right up front.
And that underlying tension, it then just erupts, doesn't it, into immediate danger with Tom's death, which at first everyone thinks is just a terrible accident. This huge piano being lifted into a Dutch house, it falls.
Right. But Lucy finds out later, no accident.
How so?
Well, the source describes this mysterious figure watching, notes him as dark-skinned, wearing a loosely wrapped white turban. The text speculates maybe from India or Africa. And this person is watching from a window and actually reaches out, touches the cable right before it breaks.
No way.
Yeah. And Tom's friend, Gabriel Plum, he's found nearby completely unhurt because Thom pushed him out of the way, sacrificed himself.
So what seemed like a devastating accident becomes something much, much darker.
Exactly.
And this incident, this sort of fake accident, it introduces us to perpetuity.
This secret group, religious fundamentalists, Jewish, Christian, Muslim members, interestingly.
And their whole mission is
What?
to destroy anything that contradicts a literal reading of the Bible.
That's it. They believe science is becoming dangerous, that scientists will become a more inflammatory term than communist. They're deeply opposed to discoveries like Thom's or this ancient codex we'll get to.
It's chilling how that kind of belief can just clash head-on with new knowledge. So how does this opposition then become a direct threat to Lucy?
Almost immediately. Through this really crucial and very dangerous entrustment, Lucy gets approached by Pierre Saad. He's a Franco-Egyptian anthropologist. He's organizing a symposium to honor Thom, which seems nice.
Okay.
But then Pierre entrusts Lucy with something huge. A new text here in Egypt, not about Jesus. It's a manuscript even older than the Nag Hammadi texts, those scrolls found in Egypt.
Right, the ones with different early Christian gospels and stuff.
Exactly. But Pierre says this new codex, it puts the book of Genesis in a new context. He calls it the Genesis of Genesis.
The Genesis of Genesis. What does that even mean?
It means it directly challenges the creation story held sacred by, well, three major monotheistic religions. Pierre is very clear. Nag Hammadi, he says, that's old news. This new codex, far more dangerous. It literally reframes our whole understanding of where humans come from.
Which makes it a huge target for perpetuity.
Absolutely. And it makes Lucy a target, too. Pierre asks her to smuggle it. Smuggle this manuscript out of Egypt, take a roundabout route to the south of France, to the area with ancient cave paintings, a place sacred to Pierre himself.
So Lucy's journey just takes this immediate, incredibly dangerous turn. Her plane, a small Piper Cub, gets shot down leaving Egypt.
Yeah, shot down, she crashes. In this mysterious place she ends up calling Eden.
Eden. What kind of Eden are we talking about here? Is it literal?
Not exactly literal, no. It's described as a donut hole of peace, like this impossibly calm oasis surrounded by intense warfare. She loses everything in the crash. Everything except Thom's memory stick, titanium cased. She notes it's watertight, fireproof, feels warm against her skin, and points to the future because it holds the location of extraterrestrial life.
Wow. So even in total loss, she has this one link to Thom's huge discovery, to the future. What a paradox. Peace amid war, future amid loss.
It's incredible. And in this strange paradise, she finds someone, a young man, naked. She names him Adam. He claims God just created him, like right then and there, anew.
Okay, so he's clearly delusional or has his own narrative going on.
Right. His awakening is described through these really raw sensory things, the sun feeling harsh, the breeze cooling, his first sense of touch. And get this, his intuitive dread of the legs of spiders is what actually triggers his sight.
That's fascinating. Yeah.
Isn't it? Then he sees a red bird, wants to fly, feels this need for narrative starting in his brain. Oh, and he has blue hands. That's a recurring detail, kind of mysterious.
Blue hands. Okay, so how do Lucy and this Adam interact?
Well, what's remarkable is Lucy, the art therapist, right? She immediately starts using her skills to help him, and he helps her back. She's got severe burns from the crash, and he cares for her. He shows these surprising practical skills, too. Builds her a bed from moss, makes a clay jug for water, even cooks fish packed in clay over a fire.
So they form this strange partnership?
A really remarkable bond, yeah. Formed in complete isolation, he genuinely believes she's Eve. Lucy recognizes it as a religious delusion, but they find real comfort, real solace there together. It's quite tender, actually.
It raises that question, doesn't it? Can you have a profound connection even if it's based on, well, a fundamental misunderstanding?
Right. It's a powerful point the story makes, but like any paradise, this Eden, it can't last. It gets shattered.
How?
An intrusion. Unexpectedly, an American soldier, F. Riley, parachutes in, badly injured.
Okay, so another person enters the bubble.
Right. And Lucy and Adam, they revert to helper mode. They heal him, make splints from the parachute fabric, fix his dislocated jaw. Their little duo becomes a temporary clan.
But something tells me this doesn't end well.
It ends horrifically. Their pieces just violently destroyed by a feral boy.
Yeah.
This wordless, savage child shows up and brutally murders Riley with a chipped stone blade.
Oh.
And then disturbingly defaces his body.
Oh my God, that's intense. How does that hit Lucy?
It shatters everything. That single event makes her realize the boundary between our peaceful paradise and the violent world had turned out to be imaginary. That prompts their decision. They have to leave Eden. It's a harsh wake-up call. External reality always finds a way in.
So they leave Eden. Where do they go next?
The journey continues. They manage to make their way to Pierre Saad's library back in France in the Dordogne Valley.
The place with the cave paintings.
Exactly. And Pierre, being an anthropologist, he explains that for him, sacred texts aren't just scrolls, they're also in these ancient cave paintings.
How does he see art as a sacred text? That's interesting.
He argues that art is as essential to our humanness as food or shelter. Some of these paintings, they've been carbon dated to an incredible 47,000 years ago. That's almost exactly when Homo sapiens evolved. So for Pierre, these aren't just pictures, they're the earliest expressions of human thought, attempts to understand the world, and therefore, sacred.
But looking at those paintings, it also brings up some uncomfortable things, right?
It does. Alongside these amazing depictions of powerful animals, there are these crude, really reductive images of female reproductive parts. And this sparks a discussion about what the text calls two great dangers. Violence, obviously, but also the way men view women.
Wow. So these ancient depictions still echo today.
Absolutely. It's a stark reminder. And Pierre's daughter, Arielle, she's there. She's an artist herself, very confident. She pushes back against that ancient image, saying, I am more than this, Papa. I do not accept this as the image of woman. And Adam, he's unsettled by it too. Seems to trigger something about his own past, his own drawings. It shows how these ancient things still hit home.
And it's here, in Pierre's library, that the big revelation happens, the codex.
Yes, this is where Pierre finally reads from it, from that newly discovered manuscript. It reveals that the biblical Genesis, the one we know, was actually compiled, put together from different sources. Scholars label them J, E, and P, different historical traditions, all woven together.
Okay, that's significant in itself for biblical scholarship.
But it goes much further. It presents this completely alternative creation story.
What does it say?
It says, in the beginning, there was something and there was nothing. When they connected, there was everything, and it was everywhere.
Whoa. Okay.
That's different.
Fundamentally different. It completely challenges the idea of human uniqueness. It suggests life is throughout the universe, that we are neither alone nor unique in our aliveness. It's this vast cosmic perspective on origins, changes everything about what it means to be human, potentially.
And how does Adam react to this, given his own creation beliefs? He's intrigued, definitely, but he struggles. He struggles deeply with how it contradicts what he believes about himself, about God. It really highlights that tension, doesn't it, between discovery and personal faith?
Yeah, absolutely. But the revelations aren't over yet, are they? Perpetuity catches up.
They do. Gabriel Plum Tom's friend, remember, and another perpetuity member, Samby Houston, they track Lucy to Pierre's home, and Gabriel finally comes clean. He admits he assisted in Tom's death, the piano incident.
Assisted, so he confirms it was murder.
Yes. And then he demands Tom's flash drive.
The one with the location of extraterrestrial life.
Right. But Gabriel throws another bomb. He reveals the drive doesn't just have scientific data, it also has a collection of films. Films of other women Thom had apparently been intimate with.
Oh no, that's devastating for Lucy, a double betrayal.
A hidden, really unsettling side of Thom she never knew. Adds this deeply personal pain to all the cosmic stuff.
How does she even process that?
With surprising clarity, actually. She realizes, almost instantly, that Gabriel could easily have faked those images. So the actual content becomes less important than Gabriel's manipulation, his attempt to hurt her, to control her. And this makes her accept a new reality about her own journey. She uses this amazing word. My path had turned. Boustrophédon.
Boustrophédon. What does that mean?
Think of an ox plowing a field. It goes one way down the furrow, turns, and plows back in the opposite direction. That's boustrophédon. It's this powerful metaphor for her journey suddenly turning back on itself, forcing this radical reevaluation of everything she thought she knew, about Thom, about her path.
That's incredible. And then things get really tense, I imagine. Gabriel and Houston confronting her.
High tension. And this is where Adam steps up, big time. He courageously intervenes. He grabs the French horn case, the one holding the precious codex, swings it at Gabriel, and yells, "Run!" to Lucy.
He creates a diversion.
A critical one. It allows Lucy to escape. But in doing it, Adam gets shot. In the heel.
Oh, wow. So he goes from this confused, maybe delusional man in Eden
to this decisive, self-sacrificing protector. It's a profound transformation. Really shows how identity isn't fixed, right? It's forged in these moments, in action.
So do they get away?
They do. A daring escape in a Cessna plane. And Adam, again surprisingly, shows real competence as her co-pilot. They fly first to Greece, then on to Africa, starting a whole new chapter.
And what happens after that? Does the story tell us?
It jumps forward. We learn that Adam's ashes are eventually scattered in the Serengeti, a place he apparently chose himself for its freedom, this authenticity. And Lucy reflects on her own healing journey. Her understanding of Thom has evolved, become more complex. And she sees a possibility for a new future for herself, free from old definitions. Whether she ends up married to Pierre or not isn't the point. It's about companionship, shared purpose, a new beginning.
What an incredible arc for both of them.
It really is. And this whole journey with Lucy and Adam, it reveals so much, doesn't it? That this quest for knowledge, whether it's through ancient texts like the Codex or cutting-edge science like Thom's work, it often leads us not just to external truths, but maybe more importantly, to profound self-discovery.
Yeah. We saw how the Genesis of Genesis challenges everything we thought we knew about creation, about our place. And that echoes Thom's discovery too, right? The extraterrestrial life suggests we're neither central nor unique in the universe.
Exactly. It forces a kind of cosmic humility, perhaps.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? Lucy's journey, it really forces us to confront a fundamental question, I think. When something like this Genesis of Genesis text comes along and potentially redefines our cosmic origins, what does it actually mean to find truth? Is it fixed? Is it personal?
Hmm. And thinking about Lucy learning about Tom's hidden life, whether those films Gabriel mentioned were real or faked, how do we integrate difficult new information? Especially when it shatters our deepest beliefs about people we love or about the world itself.
It definitely raises a big question for today. In a world where science keeps expanding, where ancient stories get reinterpreted, how do you reconcile your beliefs with new information? Do you cling to the old myths, the familiar stories, or do you embrace the evolving narrative of who we are, where we came from?
And maybe, what new sacred texts are you writing in your own life? Whether through art or science or just your personal story, what challenges your own perceptions of truth and identity right now?
That's definitely something to mull over.